Hey guys, welcome back to Amanda's Favorites, where I have new videos for you every Tuesday. Today's video is going to be a review and walkthrough of the Amplify planner. This is a planner that gives you daily pages, full pages for Saturday and Sunday, a full weekly 2-page spread, horizontal, and of course a monthly spread. So it is a very unique planner because there are not many planners like this. The only one that I can think of that gives you a full page per day for Saturday and Sunday and gives you a full 2-page weekly layout. So is your daily and your weekly and your monthly, but you have the full page for Saturday and Sunday is Hobonichi, the Hobonichi cousin. Let me know down below if you know of another one that I call like the triple combination, because you have the daily, weekly, and monthly that also gives you the full pages for Saturday and Sunday, because there are a couple others that are the give you the daily, weekly, and monthly, but they don't have the full page for Saturday and Sunday that many people are looking for. So this is a planner that is done quarterly because you don't want to carry around too hefty of a planner. That is one of the things this company wanted to work on. It is so lightweight. The coil is so small. This would make a perfect planner for a college or high school student who wants to have a full daily page. So I am often asked, what is the best planner for a high school or college student? My first answer is always Passion Planner if you want a weekly planner, but I did not have a, best option for if you want a full weekly plus full pages for each of your days. And this is it because it is so compact. You can put any band around it. I tested the ERIN CONDREN, so in case you need to throw it in a work bag or a backpack for college, the ERIN CONDREN actually works the best in my opinion with what I have. These come in a 3-pack on the ERIN CONDREN site. They slip on and off so easily. They stretch the right amount for this planner. This is the bigger simplified one. So the bigger one is the one that's fit for the daily simplified, because they also have a separate size for the weekly simplified. This one, it's just because it's the grippy material, it's a little bit harder to get on, but it actually fits well too. And you know what? I didn't grab my InkWELL press band, but I know the InkWELL press would fit on here also, basing on the size-wise of the InkWELL press. So that's another option. But I do just think this one slips on and off easier with this cover. This cover it's smooth, but it has just a little bit of a, not suede because it's not suede, but I don't know how else to say, it's a teeny bit grippy, which I like rather than like a really slick cover. But it is made of kind of like placemat material that would just let water, slough right off or jam or anything sticky that's gonna get on it, you're gonna be able to wipe it right off. Very durable cover, front and back. I know they did 4 colors for this quarter's launch, and I'm hoping they'll have 4 different colors on their covers for next quarter's launch, because I think that would be kind of cool if they went with colors kind of based on the season with each of their quarterly launches. This book is $30 for each quarter. So yes, you would have to commit to that if you love it, but guess what? You only have to buy one to try to see if you love it. They also have some cool options, and I know you guys want to get into the book and actually look at it, but they have some really cool options for a digital download for your tablet for only $12. That's a quarterly digital download, and a printable download for only $12 also for the quarter. They have 80-pound bright white paper. We're gonna get into the pen test. So it's amazing, 80-pound paper. That is the same pound weight as ERIN CONDREN. Does that mean the paper feels the same? No, and we will talk about that. This is a very smooth paper, very, very smooth. ERIN CONDREN has tooth to it, but it is very thick and nothing shows through, which is amazing to have daily pages in a weekly planner with 80-pound paper. We're gonna get into it. I wanted to tell you the sizes and dimensions first though. It's 7 by 10. It's a 1/2 inch in width. The tabs are Mylar coated and so thick. Do you see how big these tabs are? They are so huge, it makes it really easy just to flip from section to section, and they even have a notes tab. The words are on the back of the tab as well as the front, and they're so big, they're easy to grab. I really like how they did that. They didn't need to make them small because it's only a quarterly book, So it's so easy to flip to the month that you're on. The month that you're on, the page where the tab is a thicker cardstock page, but it is not slick or shiny in any way. It feels good to write on. So it feels fine flowing with the rest of the book, in my opinion. This is made in the USA. It has a metal coil and the cover is synthetic paper, it says on their site. So now that we've gotten all the specs out of the way, let's jump in, and I'm gonna make sure we're zoomed in here on screen. And the first thing you see is a letter from the creators of this planner. It's Chelsea and Rayanne. So Chelsea Brown owns Chelsea Brown Designs. That is a sticker shop on Etsy. I think I read she's been doing her stickers for about 4 years for Passion Planner. Her sticker shop is a pretty big, busy sticker shop, and that has been her full-time gig for like 4 years. I actually have a review video of her stickers in Passion Planner that I did a couple years ago, maybe 2 years ago, 2.5. And her and her friend started talking, and you know, no planner had exactly what they wanted. And so they wanted to come up with a planner together, and they did. They came up with Amplify. So there's a little letter from them. You have a little synopsis of what's in your planner, a monthly layout, weekly layout, and daily layout, and kind of how they thought of using each section there. You have a full look at 2020 year at a glance, and then you have a 2021 year at a glance also. So just for planning ahead, because this planner ends, of course, in September, at the end of September in 2020. And then you have holidays for 2020 and holidays for 2021 listed. They also have lines here for you to write in any possibly other holidays that you celebrate, or birthdays, if you want to write those in here, if there's enough lines. That was just my idea. That's not like outlined for what they have the lines there for. I do want to mention that holidays are on your weekly layout and your monthly layout, but they are not listed on your daily layout in this planner. So that is something to note. You have a special dates page for the entire year. So since this is only a quarterly planner, this could be a good page for planning ahead. For instance, if you need to write down appointments, vacations, school, you know, planning ahead, days off, if you want to see all that at a glance up front. I will say that I keep all those important things in my iPhone in iCal. That way they're also shared with my family. They can check the iCal. And so I wouldn't mind that I had a quarterly planner where I couldn't plan ahead the dates in it. I would probably just use my iCal on my phone. And then I would also use a small 12-month planner instead of a wall planner. And I have it on an easel on my desk. I will grab it. I talk about it all the time. I use this little Ashley Shelley notebook planner as basically my wall calendar at home. So you know how you love to have a wall calendar to glance at the month constantly and what's going on at month at a glance and planning ahead big picture. Well, this is my big picture planning ahead wall calendar. I think this is my 3rd year that I've used this from Ashley Shelley, and I absolutely love it because all other little monthly planner books have so many extra pages in it. It makes them really thick. And for this purpose, I didn't need any extra pages because it sits on an easel on my desk. So the less pages, the easier it sits open. She has amazing 80-pound paper, lines on her monthly layouts, and this comes in 2 sizes. This is the smaller size. I can't remember, I think it's 5x7. I could be off there. And I think her bigger size is 6x9. But I love this product from her. The only extra pages is 1 set of lined page in between each month. That's it. I would be fine without those lined pages in between each month, but it doesn't bother me because it's not too many extra pages. And so this is kind of like my monthly calendar. So when people always ask me, how would you use a quarterly planner without having all your months to plan ahead? It's because I actually use that little book. I don't even use my planner for writing on the monthlies and planning ahead for big things. Like that book is my guide and my iCal, the big things go in there. But here is somewhere where you could put those big things. This planner does have a little goal setting section. So they're helping you to make 3-month goals and break those down. 3-month goals are great because if you have noticed in most goal planners and any kind of goal planning, they tell you to do a check-in with your goals every quarter. So checking in with your goals every quarter, reevaluating and kind of making new goals based on that quarter, that's smart. So it works perfect in a quarterly planner. Now they have divided up into 8 different categories, your goal categories. They're a little bit different than some other goal planners that I've used and reviewed. Business and career, family and friends, romance, personal development, health and fitness, finance, recreation, and spiritual. And then you kind of, from evaluating yourself in those different categories, you pick some goals to focus on and some to-dos. And then you decide on 3 goals based on those notes. Now, of course, I would say you don't have to pick 4. You don't have to pick 4 goals for your quarter. I would say even if you just have 1, if you just have 2, whatever you feel you want to focus in on that season of your life. And then you break down some 3 action steps and due dates for those under those goals. So they do have this little goal section in here. If you're not someone that needs a huge goal planning emphasis in your planner, then this could work for you. And if you do need a huge emphasis, of course, you can use a separate goal planner. So you have a monthly focus box. You have 10 to-do check-off lines right here. You have room for 4 habits to track for the month, for the whole month. So a monthly habit tracker. I like the way that's laid out. It's easy to see for the month. I like that your monthly to-dos are at the top and not at the bottom. And then you have these 5 shaded boxes over here. And they also pop up in your daily. You have some shaded boxes that are not labeled. And they specifically have said that they have left those blank for you to use however you need to. And I really like that. I like less things telling me what to do in a planner, in case you haven't noticed from my reviews. So 5 different boxes you could use however you want. Of course, those could be for tracking your goals. They could be important action items for the month. They could just be gratitudes that you list through the month as different things happen. It's a typical Sunday start on your monthly layout. You have lined boxes, which I love. You have holidays noted on your monthly, like I said, and your weekly, just not on your daily. You have your next month and your previous month numbered in light gray. And that is your monthly layout. Then you go straight into your weekly layouts. I kind of just played with filling out a weekly layout so you guys could see how it looked. Your week is horizontal. You have equal room Monday through Sunday. It is graph grid boxes. Your holidays are written right here. I accidentally wrote the temperatures over Independence Day, but your holidays are written right up here on your weekly boxes. I like how there's a header up here, so you could have like a temperature, you could have if it's somebody's birthday, something you want to remember that day. And then with the graph grid, it's easy for you to divide this in half if you want to do like half for work, half for home, or just for different tasks. So there's a lot of different ways you could use the boxes, or you can just use them straight across. Now, there's something I want to say. I love the line spacing in these boxes. The lines are smaller on your daily pages. They are 1/8 of an inch or 4 millimeters on your daily pages. That's a little bit too small just for my preference for writing. Just like Passion Planner is a little bit too small for my preference for writing on those weekly days. These are 1/4 of an inch. So 1/8 of an inch on your daily, 1/4 of an inch on your weekly, and 1/4 of an inch, I measured the Simplified Daily. That's what the daily lines are on the Simplified, because when I was writing in here, I noticed this is what feels comfortable to me. I'm kind of a little bit of a bigger writer, you know, not so neat. I don't want to have to go so slow to write tiny. This is just me normally scribbling out a week, and I love the 1/4 inch line spacing. You have a My Focus box. You have a Keep in Mind for the week. You have a Life Balance activity. You have your week highlighted within the month. And then you just have your month and what week you're on of the year. I love how they have so much information going on up here, and yet they did not use a huge amount of space in the header so that you can have more room for your days, for planning your days. So not too much room is wasted up here, but there's a lot up here for you that's useful. Then you have a to-do list down here at the bottom of the week, or just room for notes. And then you have a next week's reminders box. I like that because I often do that in my week. Then, really cool, you guys, after your week, you have a dot grid blank page before your dailies start. So every week, not only do you have an entire week spread to plan, you have a blank page to use for whatever you want. It could be a weekly to-do list, kind of divided up into work, home, errands, call. You know, it could be a journal. It could be like goal check-ins every week. It could be a grocery list and meal plan. I love that they have added in this extra blank page every week. I think that is genius. So you have that extra blank page, and then you start on your dailies. Here is my pen test all over this page, mild liners, even fountain pen, all the normal pens I use. The paper takes it wonderfully. It is 80-pound paper. You can see on the back, it looks like absolutely nothing has been written through there. This paper is the same weight, as I mentioned, as ERIN CONDREN, but it does not feel the same as ERIN CONDREN because it is a very, very smooth paper. ERIN CONDREN is a paper with tooth, which just means it has a little bit of texture to it, so it grabs the pen a little bit more and soaks it in faster. But I did not have problems with my pen smearing on here as I was writing. Most of this was with a Pilot G2, and then, you know, all my pens from my pen test. So I didn't have problems with that. But let me grab a pen right now because I wasn't like specifically testing the smear factor. And oh my goodness, I'm really surprised. I just wrote with this Pilot G2 and went right over it and absolutely nothing, really. I mean, right after it. And let's test this. And the mild liner, it does not smear on it. It didn't with the Staedtler either. So I am really impressed with their paper. As long as you don't mind not having any tooth, this is thick, beautiful paper to write on. Okay, then let's get into the daily page layout. And like I was playing around with it with another day here, just actually filling in my own tasks, playing around with the line spacing. So like I said, the lines are a tiny bit small for me on these to-do lines. I prefer them to be a little bit bigger, like the dot grid here, or the weekly lines that are a 1/4 inch line spacing. And it looks like the dot grid is a 1/4 inch line spacing too, and your dot grid down at the bottom for notes. This also weighs 1 pound. Let me mention that. I have not mentioned that. So just something to note, I probably would never have this many to-dos in my day because I wouldn't be able to get them all done. Like when you factor in time with my kids and homeschool, and most of my channel work involves kind of bigger things, like if I'm filming a video or editing a video. And so it takes bigger time chunks. So I probably would never fill in all these. So just because the lines are kind of close for me and my handwriting, I would probably just write every other line on the to-do list. And that would be enough space for me and make me feel like I'm just not having to write so small. Okay, so that's just kind of a day filled in here, but we're gonna look at a blank page. You have a full page for every day, even Saturday and Sunday. In fact, let's go to Saturday and Sunday. Look at that. Do you hear the angels singing? This is what so many people have asked for. I love how the day is written big at the top, Sunday, July 5th, 2020. Then you have a time table starting from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. and you have half hours, every half hour marked. I think they nailed this. So many people ask for go from the early morning to the late evening. I don't think anyone can say they didn't include enough times here. I mean, if you need a 24-hour timetable, you're gonna have to look elsewhere and go into maybe Hobonichi, but this is amazing. 5 a.m. to 11 p.m., 30-minute time slots. And I thought there was plenty of room here to write out my schedule. I like that even if you don't have a lot of appointments to fill up all this time, sometimes I like to just look at time blocking my day to look at what I will actually be doing during different hours. Because when I do that, it helps me realize, oh, I don't actually have time for 10 other things. So when I time block my day, that doesn't mean that I know exactly the hour that I'm going to record my video at or exactly how long it's going to take to record my video, but it just gives me an idea, you know, of what I'm going to be using different chunks of my day for, basically time blocking. It doesn't have to be to the hour. And having this timetable to do that on, even if your day is not full of appointments per se, is actually really helpful. Even if you're a work from home mom, a homeschool mom, new to homeschooling mom, it's really helpful to time block your day. Okay, so then you have today's priorities 3, which I love having a top 3 for the day. You have a box here for anything you want. So that could be your weather for the day. That could be your steps for the day. That could be like your focus word for the day. It could be somebody's birthday, whatever you want in that header box. Then you have 4 daily habits to track for the day because those coordinate back to your monthly habits. So you can keep track for the day on those 4 habits and then come back here and mark it on your month. I really like that. I like having that accountability to go back to, because if I had to just remember to go back to the month every day, I probably wouldn't. But seeing it on here and marking it every day, and then if I get behind, I can always go mark it on there. That works really well for me. I like that it's at the top. Work tasks, personal tasks. I personally think I could use them not labeled because I might divide them up differently, but that's okay. I mean, I can just, know that this is just my to-dos and this is maybe, I don't know what else, but so those are labeled for you. But then you have 4 shaded boxes that are not labeled. I like that they're not labeled, although I don't particularly know what I would use them for. This is a big daily page, you guys. It's 7 by 10. I would almost rather, you guys know I like more room to write my tasks going across. I would rather the work tasks continue across so that I actually just, because I kind of feel cut short a lot in my tasks here and have to go to the next line. And so, of course, you could continue writing over here, but it's not going to look seamless. So I would maybe prefer those 2 lines to be continued over. You guys know I always just like to tell you my personal preferences, but really I just like to show you and kind of make you think about each part of the planner so you can see if it would work for you or not. And so you have those 5 boxes. I know lots of people might want to use one for what's your dinner, or it could be breakfast, lunch, dinner if you really like to plan all of those out. So that would be a great thing. It could be breakfast, lunch, dinner, your workout for the day. It could be like recording your steps, your workout, your water consumption. One could be a daily gratitude. There's just so many things you could use those for. I like that they didn't label them. I like that there's a light dot grid note section at the bottom for just notes, when you call the doctor, when you get an email you need to remember something from to respond to. So I always love having a note section on a daily page. So that is the daily page. When your weekends, you go straight into your weekly layout, which I don't know if we looked at a blank one yet. Here is what it looks like, completely nothing written in it. And then you go back into your blank dot grid for the week and then into your daily pages. This is a really cool planner. I can't wait to hear what you guys think of it because there really isn't anything on the market just like this. All right, then at the end, you end at the end of September, but it does take you a couple days into October because they finish out the week. So through October 4th to finish out that week. And then they give you an October calendar, monthly calendar, which I think is awesome too. Then you're gonna review your quarterly goals here. So it's called your quarter end review. And you're gonna go through those same goal categories and rate yourself on where you feel you are now, compare it to the beginning of the quarter. I am grateful for, things to celebrate, what went well, what didn't go according to plan, what did you totally crush this quarter, what goals are you still working on. Then you have a notes section. So this can take you into, your next quarterly planner. You look at it as you go and plan those goals for the next quarter or those habits you want to work on that work towards different goals. In your notes section, you have just dot grid paper. It's the light gray dot grid. And you have 10 pages of this, it says. And I think that's plenty because you are not only getting a full page for every single day of the week, but you are getting a full notes page for every single week. So I think that having 10 notes pages at the back is ample. I love that they gave you a tab for that so you can easily flip and find your notes. Then you have just a white pocket folder. It feels very durable, heavy cardstock. Feels like it will hold up. And then that's the end of your Amplify planner. I would love to hear what you guys think about the Amplify planner. I'd love to hear, especially if someone has tried the Amplify planner or if you plan on it. Let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comments. Let's chat. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy planning, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.